Welcome to Flowing Friday Yoga. I'm just getting myself a quick cup of tea while everybody might have the time to get here, because my water was cut off because all of the people of Ireland outside of my house to dig an enormous hole in the middle of the road. I had to cut my water off for a couple of hours. I suppose it was my own fault because I reported a water fault a couple days ago. So really, welcome. Hi, Stephanie. Welcome to Flowing Friday. Flowing Friday is a very new innovation. Right, here we go. I was wondering as well if anybody wants to join a book club. It's a book club just of a book that's available for free right now on Verso Books called The End of Policing. And that's a very curious topic. The End of Policing, free on versobooks.com as an ebook. So I would be interested in learning some stuff. I think it would be good for me to be educable. Tea. Okay, Flying Friday. Let's go ahead and lie back onto the ground. Bringing the knees up and wrapping the arms around the legs, and just beginning with a little rock from side to side on the back. And like a wave rolling in and a wave rolling out, so if you can just like release the outer edge of the shoulder socket and let the elbows slightly drop away as you roll from one side to the other. And let the throat sort of soften back and the heart, the chest. Like you have a ball of water rolling back and forth in between your two shoulder joints. Let the tummy soften down. Let the hip crease release. And just breathing. And see if you can roll like a bag of water from one side to the other. So again, just really nice, really pleasant. And then let's take the legs up into Happy Baby. So you can either grab your big toes or the shins or the calves or whatever it is, and if you got it in you, to continue to rock from side to side and to allow the legs to move freely within their range of motion. So it might be very small or it might be bigger. And softly breathing. So if you can make the texture of the breath quite light. Breathing in and out through the nose. And then let's drop the left foot to the ground and cross the right ankle over the left knee. Take the right finger to the knee and just give yourself an easy little rock there from side to side. And again, just relaxing across the chest and the throat and the heart. And the base of the tongue and the insides of the face. And let your legs drop all the way over to the left, so your right foot stands on the ground. Take the arms up by the ears. Just stretch there. Reach your right knee away. Everybody breathe. And come back center again. Cross the left leg over the right, left ankle over the right knee. And again, easy little slosh of a rock from side to side. Bring your arms back down if you wish to help support the legs in some way. And breathe. And then the legs all the way over to the right. The left knee opens out. Take the arms up. Hug your body in towards your spine. Find your breath. And then releasing, coming back center again with the hips. Shift back to neutral. One more time up into happy baby. Reach for your big toes or the outer edges of the feet or the ankles or the shins, whatever you can grab. And just exploring the range of ability within your body at this moment. Keep sensing back into the ground. Relying on the floor. Friendly old floor. Let's go ahead and rock up to seated. And come around to sit. I hope that the noise of the construction isn't too loud out there. It was much louder earlier. So it's quieted it down a little bit anyway. So Shavasana or Sukhasana. So bringing the left lower leg parallel to the top of the mat and either stacking the right ankle over the left knee for fire logs pose, or just regular cross-legged, bringing the ankle down in front of the knee if it's too tight. Bring the fingertips to the ground. With inhalation, lift the chest. And with the exhalation, softly curl in. Inhaling, lift the chest like a dandelion, unfurl your spine. Exhale, curl back in again. And a couple more times. Inhaling, billow yourself open. Exhale, curl back in. Inhaling, throat opens, belly opens, heart opens. Exhale, walk the fingertips forward and just give a little rock there from side to side. And as you drift, like inside your skin, inside your body, just continually letting go, releasing into a sense of expansion. Let the head release, the back of the neck unknitting. Let the face release, and just a little bit of abdominal activity, like a little bit of lift in the lower belly to support from underneath. Inhaling, rolling back up again. We'll take the top leg open to the side, so the right leg goes open to the side. You can shift your left foot closer into the hips. With the inhalation, we'll just take the left and over. And just reaching through the left side body for a couple of moments there. Again, relatively light in texture, so you're not reaching in too hard. Inhale. Exhaling, glide the left hand all the way down and around. Taking the left hand back behind the left hip and lifting the hips. Come up to the left knee. Open the heart. Below. Exhaling, glide back down again. Cross the right arm in front of the body. Inhaling, left arm comes up. Exhaling, glide around the corner. Go slow, really feel the space you move through. Hips sweep up, right arm sweeps open. Exhaling, back down again, cross the right arm in front of the body. Or inhaling, right arm up and over. Exhale, smoothly swim your way back around, lift the hips, open the heart. Exhale, back down. Inhale, left arm up and over. Exhaling, sweeping back around. Hips come up. I'll sing and exhale, back down again. And then crossing the right leg to the top of the mat and taking the left ankle on top of the right knee, or stepping it back a little, ankle in front onto the ground instead if it's too tight. Fingertips to the ground, inhaling, lift the chest. And exhaling, gently curl in. Inhaling, kind of bounce back up, lift open. And exhale, curl in. Again, inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. And again, walk the fingertips forward. Take a big old breath. And then exhaling, drifting softly from side to side. Let your brain relax, let your eyes relax. And just watching your consciousness kind of float around into the more interesting parts of the body, more attention-seeking parts of the body. Breathe. Inhaling, roll back up again. And then extending the left leg open to the left. Maybe I'll turn a little bit. And right heel tucks right into the hips. Inhale and take the right arm up and over. And again, a couple of moments there. And come up a little bit to be buoyant. Feeding the breath into the sensation. Looking for reach. And then exhaling a smooth glide right around. Right hand goes back, come up to the right knee, the hips come up. Left arm swims open. And glide back down again. Inhaling the right arm up and over. Exhale, glide back around. Right hand goes back, hips come up. Exhaling, back again. Inhale, right arm up and over. Exhale, glide around. Inhale, hips come up. Exhale, down once more. Inhale, right arm. Reach it around, and last time, inhaling, hips up, roll open, and reach open, soar into it, and exhaling, come on back. Taking both legs out straight in front. I'm a little bit afraid my top is somehow going to fall off. Inhaling, take the fingertips right out as I flush out from under the sitting bones, toes facing forward. Inhaling, slide the fingertips right up the sides, lift the chest. And exhaling, folding over both legs. And again, inhaling, roll it up. Fingertips soften right up the sides. Exhaling, folding down over the legs, Paschimottanasana. Inhaling, float it right up, spiral up out of the ground. Exhaling, float down. Inhaling, float up. There's definitely a jackhammer outside my house. Can you hear me? Exhaling, folding over. Or can you hear the jackhammer a lot, I guess, is the question. Oh, it stopped. Inhaling, float up one more time. And exhaling over. And again, come to the fingertips, lift the chest a little bit. And just a little bit of room for play in the side of the waist, in the side of the body. As you drift back and forth, pull the shoulder away from the ear so the side of the neck gets a lengthening. And it's like a drifting quality in the brain. Inhaling, we'll roll back up again. Pick the right knee up, cross the right ankle over the left knee, take hold of the right knee, sit up straight. Press into your left heel like you're kicking against a wall. The outer edge of the right hip crease is dropping down and you're sitting up tall. Weight rolls toward the front edge of the sitting bones. Cobra. Inhale. And then exhaling, slowly beginning to spiral. So the two sitting bones plugged in like a outlet, like you're plugging into an outlet. And you're doing a double spiral up out of them like a DNA strand. Try to kind of wrap evenly and lengthen evenly into the twist. Use the arms to support the length of the spine rather than to crank yourself around. And just breathe. Inhale. Exhaling, we'll glide our way back out again. Step the right foot inside the left leg. I hope you can see. Yes, I think you can see. And we'll just take that right arm up. And with the exhalations, if you can come down inside the right leg. And we'll do that twice more. So inhaling, right arm slides up, keep that right hip socket dropped, outer right edge of the hip is dropping. And exhaling down inside the leg. Press into the base of the right big toe to help hug the knee in. Inhaling right leg, or right arm, excuse me. And exhale, come on down and breathe. If you are somewhere where you're comfortably past your knee and you can swing your arm around in front of your shin, you might be able to clasp the two hands behind the back, so you kind of swim your arms around, arm hooks the front of the leg. Marityasana A. And if that's not working for you, just keep reaching forward inside the leg. Inhaling, lift the chest. With the exhalation, let's come to Pigeon. Bring the right knee to the ground, so you're dropping your right knee open, swing the left leg back. Hips square toward the front of the mat, left leg is parallel to the edge of the mat. And we inhale, lift the chest, to be lengthening in the left front hip, and exhaling down over the right leg. A couple more times, inhaling, float up through the spine, lift from the lower back. Exhaling, float and lift yourself forward. Again, the whole spine drifts up, lead with the back of the neck and roll open at the top. Exhaling, float down. And one more inhale. And exhale. This time walk your fingertips out. Keep the wrists lifted so you're up on your fingertips. And kind of hood your back, if you will, like kind of lift your floating ribs up so your shoulders fill out. Tuck your chin down, like the hood of a cobra flaring. Breathe. Charge it up energetically. You might even play with lifting the back knee, the left knee, or snaking your left leg away a little bit more. I don't know why this is called Pigeon instead of some kind of snake. Breathe. Reach yourself out long. And then walking the hands back under the shoulders, inhaling up with the torso. Sit down onto the right hip, swing your left leg forward, and just give yourself a little drum against the ground. And then taking the flesh out from under the sitting bones, we'll come into Paschimottanasana, forward bend one more time. Excuse me. Fingertips slide right up the sides. And exhaling over the legs. And just pouring into the sensation. Practice easing off a little bit. Practice easing back in. Fine tuning. Flowing from the hips forward, over the back, toward the crown of the head. Inhaling, roll back up again. Cross the left ankle over the right knee. And just clasping the knee there, sit up as tall as you can. Find your breathing. The weight is rolling forward toward the front edge of the sitting bones. Kind of kick into your right foot, your extended leg foot, like you're pressing into a wall. Pelvic floor lifting, lower tummy lifting. Left outer hip crease is dropping. Inhale, so you're plugged in again with both sits bones. And exhaling around the spiral of the spine. Interact with the breath. Like sprouting like a vine up out of your hips, around the spiral of the spine. Inhaling and exhaling, glide back out again. And stepping it open so that the left foot is a little bit away from the right inner thigh, left knee is still bent. Take weight into the right hand. You can kind of lean over a little bit. Inhaling, the left arm goes up. And then exhaling, slide the torso down inside the left leg. And again, we'll do that a couple of times. Inhaling, left arm reaches up. Exhaling, glide forward, press into the base of the left big toe, hug the knee in. Inhaling, left arm. exhaling forward. Inhale, left arm. And exhaling forward. And so again, maybe there you're in a spot where you can find a bind by reaching the left arm in front of the left leg and clasping the two hands behind the back. Or maybe you are still surging like a wave forward out of the hips toward the right foot. Interact with your breath, like the increasing and the inhaling. Pigeon, bring the left knee dropped open, swing it over a little bit, and then bring the right leg back. And arrange yourself there. Two hips going forward, right inner thigh spiraling toward the ceiling. Inhaling, open the chest. Hello everybody. And exhaling. Oh, it's so loud outside. Sorry. Exhale, come on down. And a couple more. Inhaling, draw yourself up out of the ground. And exhaling, come on down a little bit lower. Inhaling, I'm going to move this down a little bit. Draw yourself up out of the ground. And exhale, come on down a little lower. That's a little better, I think. Inhale, up out of the ground. And exhaling, go ahead and walk out onto your fingertips. And the wrists are kind of domed up. And lift your floating ribs and hollow into your back and drop your head. Maybe even lift that right knee, so again like a hooded cobra. Breathe, streamline, lengthen your right leg out behind. Hug into it, chart it up. And then walking the hands back again. Inhaling, rolling up. Let's step it back into plank here. So two hands to the ground, left leg steps back. Left leg steps back, lift your chest up toward your back. Really spread your fingers. And just breathe. Think of opening the back, the whole back edge of the body, opening up toward the ceiling. Stranger things have happened. So you're actually levitating. You're just getting lighter and lighter and lighter. It seems implausible, but really, it's what's going on. Go ahead and drop the left knee down to the ground. And then we're going to swing the whole right side body open. So the left toes swing out behind, the right foot swings back, and the right arm rolls open. And we breathe. Connect down into your right foot, like a rush of energetic charge up the front to the heart. Get bigger, get lighter, get taller. Saturate. One more inhale. And then exhaling, really slow exit. Curl your right arm down, whole right side body, right side shoulder opening. And the right knee travels back underneath the hip. Other side, the left leg is going to swing back. Bring your right toes open and roll your your left arm up. And breathe. Again, charge down into the left foot. Reach into the left fingertips. Lift up at the shoulder and kind of tuck the shoulder blade in like you're tucking in your wing. Big old open breath. And exhaling, curl slowly, slowly, and back down again. So the hands return to the ground underneath the shoulders. Knees return to the ground underneath the hips. Let's go up and around with the rib cage toward the left. And then down and around toward the right. Up and around toward the left. Feel the front of the hips open. Down and around toward the right. Feel the under the sitting bones open. Lift up a little bit, the abdominal wall just above the pubic bone. Lifting the pelvic floor as well. And as you sort of warm through this range of motion, playing with reach and playing with like absolute frictionlessness, Interact with breath. Like a hypersensitive cat. And then go back the other way. Reaching through the space between the shoulder blades, the side of the shoulders, sit down into the chest, come through the other side. I'm really interested lately in the relationship between the shoulder blade and the top of the arm. So as you press down through the arms, try to feel like you're pressing from the shoulder blades, which are in the back is open toward the ceiling. So again, you're pressing from the shoulder blade down into the palm. Breathe. And then let's step down to the elbows and come into a low plank. And fingers are interlaced. Lift the backs of the knees toward the ceiling. And perhaps go ahead and lift that right foot up behind. And then just tap the right foot behind to open the right arm. So it's like a low side plank. Right foot is back on the ground behind. Exhaling, swap sides. So bring your two elbows down. Little triangle there. And the left toes reach over and back. The left arm rolls open. Inhale. Exhaling the left back down again. Control and slow the transition. Right foot steps back. Right arm rolls open. Exhaling, right hand down. Control and slow the transition. Left leg steps back. Left arm rolls open. Exhaling, left elbow down. Low plank. And just breathe a couple more moments. Again, lift is the wrong word. Press down from the shoulder blade into the top of the arm through the elbow. 2 more breaths. And then just come back to child's pose. Bring your knees to the ground, hands to the ground. Reach your chest back. Reach your hips back. Hug your tummy back toward your spine. Curl right in. And then like your hands are on railroad tracks, just slide them right in under your shoulders. Inhaling, roll up to seated. Take the big toes together and take the knees open. A little closer. With the inhalation, we'll take the we'll take the left fingertips to the ground and the right arm up and over. And just go slow. Exhaling, glide it around. Come to a twist. Look over your shoulder, inhale. Exhaling, let it go. Sweep the left hand back and around and lift the hips. It's like a half twisting camel. Draw the knees in. Exhaling, back down again. Other side, the right fingertips down, left arm goes up and over. I'm going to turn this side a little bit. Exhaling. Coming back up, inhale. I did that wrong. I was thinking about something else, sorry. Sweeping around forward, that's what we need to do. Bring your right hand to the left knee, left fingertips back, twist, inhale. Exhaling, glide back around. Right fingertips back, open the hips. Exhale, back again. We'll just do it twice more each side. So the left fingertips to the ground, right arm up and over. Exhale, glide around. Inhale to twist. Exhale, glide around. Left fingertips back, hips sweep up. Exhale, back down. Softly through the space. As rough as the construction noises are outside, let us be equally soft and gentle. Sweeping around into the twist like the tallest twist you've ever done. Exhaling, gliding back around. Lift the hips open. Exhale, back down. And one more time each side. Right arm up and over. Around. Flawlessly, smoothly, seamlessly. Exhale, glide back again. Hips come up. Exhale down. And last time, left arm up and over. Exhale, glide around. tall spiral of a twist. Exhale, let it go. Sweep it open. And exhaling back down again. And let's go ahead and come on down to the belly all the way. And we'll come into a little bit of Cobra here. So firstly, just putting the forehead onto the ground. Hands are on the ground by the sides. Spread your feet to about, say, mat width apart for now. Little toes are about mat width apart. Thighs are spiraling toward the ceiling. Lengthen your tailbone toward your pubic bone. Lift your pubic bone toward your navel. Bring your navel toward your spine and bring your sacrum toward your tailbone. So just like a wheel is rolling backward toward your heels. Just a little bit. Tummy is picking up. The forehead is on the ground, so the back of the neck is long. I'm just taking a little second there to feel the mountainous shape, like the shape of your spine, from this bump of the skull through like the little valley of the cervical spine, the hill of the thoracic spine, the valley of the lumbar spine. And you just want to breathe length into the back edge of those vertebrae. So right now it's the upward facing edge. And then as we come up, not quite yet, but as we come up, thinking of the front edge of the vertebrae starting to fan open. It's like they spread. So we want to make the back edge of the vertebrae long so we can accommodate a greater spread in the front edge. Inhaling. Go ahead and press into the hands, lift with your back. And just feeling the fanning vertebrae of the spine. Open. See if you can draw a little bit more length through your back. Again, the wheel is rolling backward towards your heels, the wheel of the pelvis. Inner thighs toward the ceiling to help the lower back broaden. And the front vertebrae are shining out. And then exhale, we'll come on back down again. And just put the forehead right back down to the ground. And just watch your back settle into its mountain range, hillside shape. And up into Cobra again. Legs lengthened, tailbone gently rolling toward the heels. And go slow so you can really feel the back vertebrae opening to support the front edge of the vertebrae. Everything is beautiful. Inhale up to the collarbones, over the face and throat, and exhaling back down again. And again, just fully settling down into the ground. Feel yourself fall all the way to the center of the planet. And just one more time up into Cobra. So gather yourself there, lift the back spine so you can swivel the front spine open. Inner thighs up, tailbone down, tailbone rolling. From here, let's take the hands to the ground, turn the toes to the ground, lift the hips, regular pec. Lift your tummy towards your spine and just checking through the mountain range shape of your spine now, so like an unplugged mountain range. But you still have got the skull, you still got the little dip of the cervical spine, you've got the little lift of the thoracic spine, you've got the little dip of the lumbar spine. Lift the backs of the knees toward the ceiling, so the backs of the legs are forming like a very narrow ski slope toward the heels. Tummy is kicking in. So if you can like draw a little X between your right rib cage and your left hip bone, and your left rib cage and your right hip bone. And we just breathe for a moment more. And then let's lift the hips to downward dog. First downward dog of the whole time, if you can believe that. So hands are shoulder width apart, feet are hip width apart. Just gonna take it down. Everybody breathe. Inhaling, let's take the right leg up to three-legged dog. And just stacking the right hip up on top of the left hip there. See if you can draw the right hip open. With a little twist, you can drop the left shoulder in a little bit. Plant your hands into the ground. Inhale. Exhaling, right foot up outside the left hand for fallen triangle. So right leg is straight or almost straight. Drop the left heel in and open through the left arm. And breathe. And try to lift the hips and get big. And breathe. Exhaling, the left hand goes down, the right leg goes back up and through, step your hands shorter. Exhaling to downward dog. And just go ahead and bring your right hand up behind your back for a little moment. Just give the right shoulder a little. Tuck your wing in. Breathe. And then 2 hands to the ground. Sits bones up and back. And try to feel your animal self doing this posture. Left leg goes up, 3-legged. Stack that left hip up on top of the right as much as you can. Your left leg is not only hollow, but it's hollow and being supported by a number of strings, so it's really dangling you. And then the left foot comes up outside the right hand. I step my hands a little bit longer here. Heel in, and then we'll open through the right arm. And big, open breathing. This is a nice posture because it's really grounding through the parts that are touching the ground, and then the rest of you can just be exploding. Breathe in. And then the right hand back down again, the left leg goes up and through, step your hands shorter. Exhaling the left foot back down, downward dog. Reposition the hands, reposition the feet. And then again, take the left arm up around behind the back, tuck it in like a little wing. Drop your head. And then relace the left hand back to the ground. Inhale. With the exhalation, soften the knees and look up. Inhaling, step, hop, or skip. Feet toward the hands, lift the heart. Exhale, drop the head. And let's go ahead and take hold of the backs of the legs. Inhaling, just lift the chest. Exhale, curl in, swing your head like a cannonball toward your shins. Inhale, swing it back open again. Exhale, curl it back in. Feel the slow journey of the head at the end of the spine. Inhale, swing it forward again. Try to lengthen and soften the back of the neck and the scalp. And then exhale, the weight of the head cannonballs back in toward the head, toward the shins. Reach around and interlace the fingers behind the back. With the inhalation, lengthen the elbows. With the exhalation, drop your head again and see if you can tip the shoulders forward off the body. So even your shoulder blade is sort of falling off the body right now, falling forward. And we're almost thinking of bringing the top of the arm back toward the shoulder blade. Keep breathing. And then keep this position, but just bend the elbows so that the backs of the hands rest onto the back. And just feeling the corresponding release of the head and the neck. Breathe. And then softening the knees. With the inhalation, let's roll all the way up the spine. I am a giant. Both arms come up as we get to the top. And exhaling, just releasing the hands down by the side. And go ahead and put your shoulders down and drop your left ear over toward your left shoulder. And breathe and press down into your right hand. That's the hand you can't quite see because I'm trying to stand where it's clear. And then take your left fingertips up to the top of the right ear. And just give a little bit of extra length in the right side neck. Feel like you have gills in your right side neck. And then let's just see if we can release, drain that left hand down and kind of follow your head down. So you're unstacking your spine. More than side bending, unstack your spine. And drop your left fingertips. And then we're just going to scoop it back up and over the top. And let's do that a couple more times. It feels nice. So drop your head to the left. Unstack, use the weight of your head as honestly as you can. and then further down and scoop it back up. And just one more time. Unstuck, unstuck, soften the knees and scoop it back up. And then the other side. So give your shoulders a couple rolls. And then the left hand down, right hand down. Also drop the right ear toward the right shoulder. And breathe. The construction outside is part of my construction inside. Oh. Take a right hand across to the top of the ear. And breathing. You get gills on your left side neck. Drop the left shoulder. Get grounded into what you're standing on. Try to feel you're standing again, like right up out of the center of the earth. And then spill over the side and stack your spine. And drop the hand and scooping up. And again, spilling over to the side, unstack the spine to the right. Try to keep the weight of the head honest. Bloom all the way down and scoop it back up. And just one more time. Unstack, unstack this side of the vertebrae, yawning open. And then we return ourselves. And just a little bit of a wobble. Like soft shoulders, soft hips. Everybody breathe. Let's come into tree pose. So standing onto the left foot, bringing the right foot up to the left inner leg. And if that is not enough challenge for you, I would invite you to go for lotus instead, half lotus. So you can bring your right heel to the front of the left hip. You can hold on or not. So hands together at the heart if you're in tree, or you can hold on to your foot if you're in lotus. And just go tall. And spin the palms open, so the palms are facing toward the body. And so it's kind of an offering. Breathe into the sense of what you're doing. I try to get more full, more complex, more rich. And then diving the hands together and lifting. Again, like an arrow up out of the center of the earth. Laser beam consciousness. Breathe. And then exhaling, float the arms down. And just for a moment there, let's sweep the right leg out in front. So you're going to catch your right foot with your hands and unfurl your leg. And then let it go. And shake it out a little bit. And soften the hips and shoulders again. Like four little spheres of energy, little roundy balls. And then the left, right inner leg. And either that or half lotus. Tonk. Tonk. Hands together at the heart. And we breathe. Soften the throat, soften the center line. And then just opening the palms toward the chest. And breathing into a sense of offering. Stand up out of the ground. And then diving the hands together and up. And grow. Stream up out of the ground. Keep the throat soft. Try to keep the tops of the shoulders down. Shoulder blades coming in to support the top of the arm. And then again let the hands float down. And we're going to throw the left leg. Throw. And shake it out. Good. And like little soft round torso, rib cage, pelvis, knees, feet and ankles. And then kind of back the other way from the feet and ankles, the knees, the hips, the ribs, the heart, the hands, the head. That's quite nice. Inhale and take both arms up. Exhale, fold the elbows. Fold the hips, come all the way down. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhaling, let's come right into Bakasana. So perch the hands onto the ground. Feet are just in line with the hands. Hands are shoulder width apart. Lift the heels. See if you can slide your knees into your armpits. Lift your chest, lift your chin. And see if you can take one set of toes to the other. And breathing here. So you can lift the rib cage, lift the hips a little bit more. Try to get your weight out of the upper arms. And 3 or 4 more breaths here. Let's try to push it. So if you come back in, if you can get 1 set of toes up off the ground, that's really good. If you can get 2 sets, even for a moment, that's also really good. Press into the fingertips, keep breathing. 1 more breath. And then just release it, feet to the ground, reach around, interlace the fingers, inhale, exhaling, drop the head. Inhaling, swing up. Exhale, drop, swing back down. Inhale, back up. Exhale, drop, swing back down. Inhale, back up. Down. 1 more inhale. And exhaling all the way down. And for a couple of moments there, just let your torso be soft and let your forward bend exist. And then stepping the hands to the ground, stepping the legs back to downward dog. If it suits you to move through chaturanga, up dog, and then downward dog, please do. Breathe. Once you've landed in your downward dog again, sort of nudging the sitting bones up higher. It's like a fine balance of bringing the pelvis into a forward rotation, so your lower back is rolling forward toward your head, and then like not overexposing yourself. So you might want that, like, so the lower back is rolling in and kind of toward the upper thighs. Pubic bone is drawing back toward the sitting bones. But then to keep Mula Bandha, that pelvic floor lock engaged, you want to kind of just almost kind of swing your tailbone in a hair. So you're like engaging through the glutes and the backs of the hips. Just a tiny little bit. So finding that balance of the lower back knitting into itself, sitting bones lifting, and like your pelvis was a wheel that would roll down your back toward your hands. And then also not letting it go completely, so the tailbone is kind of containing in a little bit. Breathing, firing down the backs of the legs, into the heels. Heels are dropped. Shoulder blades are drawing down the back to support the tops of the arms. Inhale the shoulders forward over the wrists. Exhale, come on down to the knees, and let's come back into child's pose. Uh-oh, I think I lost my video. That's probably better. So back into child's pose. Elbows down, head down, breath into the back. And just feeling your kind of little seashell collection of bone. Breathing. And then rolling up to seated onto the heels. Coming around onto the back. And one more time, let's come, actually before we come into happy baby, let's come into bridge just once. So heels a little bit wider than the hips. Shoulders down the back away from the ears. 10 fingers, 10 toes pointing toward the back of the mat, spreading wide. Feet are parallel. Inhale. Exhaling, go ahead and scoop the tailbone up. Lift the lower back. Press down into the arms. And knitting together, reach the knees away. Lift the spine, so like in Cobra earlier, the front edge of the vertebrae are getting loads of space. back edge of the vertebrae, also providing as much length and support from underneath as they can. Inhale. Exhaling, roll down the spine. And just receiving the ground as you get there. Relax back into contact. Let's do one more back bend. So again, into bridge, inhale. Exhaling, tailbone swings up. Lower back lifts, middle back lifts. Inner thighs are still dropping back and in to provide a little bit more width for the lower back. So staying in bridge, interlacing the fingers and walking the shoulders together, or if you want to come up into wheel, bringing your hands onto the ground up by the ears, elbows parallel to each other, and pressing into the arms to see if you can lift right up. And just breathe into what you got. Occasionally drop the hips a little bit, hook the tailbone under a little bit more, lengthen into the belly. And then whatever it is you're doing, come down. And again, just watching the process of arrival, of receiving the ground. And go ahead and take both knees over to the right. And a big breath, and then as you exhale, relax around the spiral of your bones. And breathe. And legs over to the other side. And again, arriving into the floor. Step down. And taking the legs back center. And go ahead and extend long through one leg, long through the other. Fingers interlaced, reach the arms up overhead. Go ahead and yawn. One more inhalation into the reach. And then as you exhale, relax, 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 relax. Draining all the way down, down, down. And go ahead and arrange the body for Shavasana, bringing the arms down by the sides, legs go nice and wide, shoulders down the back, everything rolls open. Take one hand to the lower belly and one hand to the solar plexus. And please join me in chanting Om 3 times as we enter our Shavasana. So deep breath. Om. All the way down to the toes. And as you exhale, absolutely let go. vibration of the Om still kind of resonating in the body, like a bell has been struck. With the fingers and toes and palms and the soles of the feet and the legs and the arms. So you're kind of ringing with a tune, if you will, with tuning. And as you slowly and gently interact with the breath, just letting all of that ringing sort of soften into harmony. Sinking down into relationship with the ground. At the same time as you're sort of vibrated a little bit open. Through the face and the scalp and the crown of the head. And beginning to deepen the breathing. Beginning to flicker the fingers and flicker the toes. In your own time, extending the arms up long overhead, lengthening each leg. You might yawn. And then just rolling over to the side. Take a breath there. Rest a moment, see if you can completely melt your body again. Re-ring your body. Hello. And then inhaling and using the arms to come back up to seated. And go ahead and find a comfortable position. Bring the arms up. Lift the palms, lift the chest and the face. Inhale. Exhaling, drawing the hands together. And for a moment here, just feeling the heart. Offering good energy to the people in your world, to the people in the world. And then drawing that good energy right back into yourself. Thank you for your practices. Ole! Hope that everyone has a good weekend out there. Goodbye, my dears.